Ayub Qassim. The name sends shivers down the spines of those familiar with his past. Once a shadowy figure operating in the murky underworld of organized crime, Qassim's name has resurfaced, casting a long shadow over the sunny island of Tenerife. His past deeds, etched in the annals of criminal justice, paint a picture of a man who once orchestrated a sprawling drug empire. Now, years later, that past has returned to haunt him, entwined with the disappearance of a young man named Jay Slater. Qassim's story is a stark reminder that the past never truly stays buried. It lingers like a ghost, waiting for the right moment to reappear. His journey from the heart of London's criminal underworld to the shores of Tenerife is a tale woven with threads of crime, intrigue, and unanswered questions. At the center of this narrative lies a young man's tragic fate. Jay Slater, a teenager brimming with life, vanished into thin air on the island paradise. His disappearance sparked a frantic search, a desperate plea for answers that seemed lost in the labyrinth of speculation and rumor. As the investigation unfolded, one name kept resurfacing, a name whispered in hushed tones. Ayub Qassim. The connection? Qassim was one of the last people to see Slater alive. Rewind to 2015. The bustling metropolis of London provided the backdrop for Ayub Qassim's rise to criminal notoriety. He was just 21, a young man with a sharp mind and a ruthless ambition that propelled him to the helm of a sophisticated drug trafficking operation. Qassim's enterprise, a web of criminality stretching from the urban sprawl of London to the streets of Cardiff, pumped a steady stream of heroin and crack cocaine into the veins of desperate addicts. This was no small-time operation. Qassim's network was vast, its tentacles reaching deep into communities, leaving a trail of shattered lives in its wake. The law eventually caught up with Qassim. A police operation, meticulous in its planning and execution, brought his reign of criminal enterprise crashing down. The evidence was overwhelming. Phones used to coordinate drug deals, scales used to weigh the illicit substances, and bundles of cash, the spoils of Qassim's ill-gotten gains. The judge, in his sentencing remarks, labeled Qassim a menace to society, a testament to the devastation his drug empire had wrought. 9 years, the judge declared, a sentence that reflected the gravity of his crimes. Qassim was incarcerated, his criminal career seemingly over, or so it seemed. Fast forward to the present day. The sun-drenched island of Tenerife, a world away from the grim reality of a British prison cell, is where Ayub Qassim resurfaces. He has traded the concrete jungle of London for the island's laid-back charm, but his past, it seems, has followed him. Qassim has managed to carve out a new life in Tenerife. He's linked to a cannabis cafe, a popular haunt for locals and tourists alike. The cafe, with its relaxed atmosphere and aroma of marijuana, is a world away from the gritty streets where Qassim made his name. But Qassim's newfound life in Tenerife is about to be thrown into turmoil. Jay Slater, a 19-year-old tourist from Lancashire, vanishes without a trace. The last known sighting of Slater places him in the company of 2 men, one of whom is Ayub Qassim. Section 4, Whispers and Speculation. The Slater case ignites public concern. The disappearance of Jay Slater sent shockwaves through the tranquil island community of Tenerife. The case, with its international dimension, quickly captured the attention of the media, turning a tragic disappearance into a global news story. As details of Slater's last known movements emerged, a collective gasp swept across the internet. Ayub Qassim, the convicted drug lord, was thrust into the spotlight. The public, fueled by social media and online forums, began to connect the dots, drawing parallels between Qassim's criminal past and Slater's disappearance. Speculation ran rampant. Was this a case of mistaken identity? Had Slater unwittingly stumbled into a dangerous world, his path crossing with a man whose past was shrouded in darkness? The questions lingered unanswered, feeding the public's insatiable appetite for information. Section 5, Unanswered Questions, The Search for Truth. In the absence of concrete answers, theories abound, each more sinister than the last. Some whisper of a drug deal gone wrong, Slater an unwitting pawn in a high-stakes game. Others speculate that Slater's disappearance is linked to Qassim's past, a revenge plot gone awry. Theories, however, are not evidence. The police, tight-lipped and cautious, have yet to name Qassim as a suspect. They maintain that he is not a person of interest, but the public remains unconvinced. The shadow of doubt cast by Qassim's past hangs heavy over the investigation. Adding fuel to the fire are reports of another disappearance in Tenerife, a chilling echo of Slater's case. A 68-year-old man, his face etched with the wisdom of age, vanishes without a trace. The disappearances, though seemingly unconnected, have heightened the sense of unease on the island. Section 6. A call for clarity. Justice demands answers. The disappearance of Jay Slater is a tragedy, a young life cut short under mysterious circumstances. The case, shrouded in mystery and fueled by speculation, underscores the importance of truth and the pursuit of justice. While Ayub Qassim has served his time for past crimes, his presence in Tenerife and his link to Jay Slater have raised more questions than answers. The public, haunted by the image of a young man who vanished without a trace, deserves to know the truth. The call for clarity, for answers that can shed light on the events leading up to Slater's disappearance, grows louder with each passing day. Justice for Jay Slater and his grieving family demands nothing less than a thorough and transparent investigation, one that leaves no stone unturned. The truth, as they say, will set us free. In the meantime, the search for answers continues.